waited for Grandpa to wake up, and he's still asleep. So I'm just gonna start, and then I'll have to go in and change him and all that stuff. Good morning. Grandpa's still sleeping, and I'm the only one on deck this morning. I am me, and I'm so tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. What's new, you ask? Nothing much. Oh, good. Stay positive, Kim. Kim, stay positive. Kim was too much for me to say. Thank you. I'm glad. We had fun. Even though my husband's a nincompoop, but we had fun. I slept like shit. I slept like shit, Sherry. I slept like shit. Between my dogs and this stupid freaking gate and Grandpa blowing his nose all night long, forgetting, blowing again, forgetting, and every time he throws the toilet paper in the fucking toilet, he flushes it. And then we woke up at 5:45. And Dan didn't pack, and I just was gonna fall back asleep, and then, you guys, it's never ending here. So, here's the culprit. My nincompoop is over here. Yeah. We're just gonna call him Mr. Nincompoop from now on. No, my stomach doesn't hurt from laughing, but he's at the airport. It's crazy. The stomach thing drives me crazy. The stomach thing, the toilet thing, because he blows his nose, flush, and then he forgets he blew it, and there's nothing in there. He honks like a honker because there's no mucus that comes out, but he thinks he needs to blow it. It's drier than the Sahara Desert. Flush. Oh, good. He's going back to bed. Honk, honk. Flush. Fuck. You're welcome, Jess. It sounds like sometimes it wakes me up and I'm like, what's that? Dan, are you all right? Is Dan breathing? Is Dan? Shit. You're glad you're not sitting? Yes. And we're on a septic. So I'm like, bruh. So unfortunately now I'm gonna have to get my septic pumped a lot sooner than later, because Ed, between his water usage and his flushing of the toilet, it's gonna explode. Never before have we seen a septic tank explode the way it did at the Salinger farm. Grandpa Ed, dementia patient, lives with a wonderful family, but he is an avid flusher, which is not good for the septic system. And it has exploded and taken out all the houses in their court. Yeah, Gigi, I've been running since I was 14, so it's one of those fun facts that I can do. So I'm exhausted. So my hope is I'll be able to take a little nappy, snappy, snap, Mark is gonna take Grandpa tonight. We had talked about, I'd come in after the live last night, and Dan's like, well, Mark, we'll take Grandpa for one night, which I thought was very nice, because Dan was very, worried, right, about having him spend the night out. So Dan was like, Mark, we'll take him Friday. And I said, wait, hold on. I want him to take him Thursday. Well, I thought it would be better. Yeah, well, Danielle doesn't think it'll be better for Friday, because when I'm in a groove, I don't want to be, I don't want interruptions in my groove. Is he blowing with tissues? Toilet paper, yeah. Yeah, you know, and so I was like, no, because if I have him Friday and Saturday, I want to keep the momentum. I don't want to have it broken up. It's not good for me and for him. So he'll go tonight, which he'll pick him up at lunch, and I'm hoping he'll keep him till around close to dinner time, bring him back about 4, so that way I can have him dinner, get him showered, and get him calmed down before bed. Why do you only feed him salad? He's not a rabbit. The amount of comments that are on that video I posted this morning about his fucking salad, bro. Do you not see what's on that salad? Do you not pay attention? It's not just lettuce and tomatoes and carrots, right? There's an egg, there's cheese, there's tri-tip that I barbecued the other night, right? Veggies, there's fruit. It's a loaded plate. It weighs 10 pounds. Why everybody is so worried that he's not getting enough food? Now, what you should ask, there was meat on it, Miss Vanessa. Did you hear me? Tri-tip, ha! Always meat on it. Y'all pick apart the stupidest things. Have you ever thought, why? Just because your assumptions are men eat meat and potatoes. Well, why are you assuming Ed was the same way, right? Assumptions get you nowhere in life, right? Assumptions get you making yourself look like a you know what. So the thing is that y'all need to get over that. That's what Ed eats. Everybody's already criticizing me for my tone. Okay, well, my tone is perfect in that video. Still bitching at me for talking mean. Next, me calling it a bib versus a fucking shirt protector. I'm not gonna waste my time calling it a shirt protector when it is a bib and it's simpler to say, right? It's a fucking bib. He also calls it a fucking bib. Does he call it a shirt protector? No, because he doesn't know what the fuck that is. So, Linda, do you ever quit whining? Girl, you're the only one on here whining. So, I don't either. That salad's loaded. Any person would get full off of my salad. Sometimes if there's a side dish, there's the side dish that's in it too. Y'all need to get a clue and know that we keep his routine as close to what he did when and before he had dementia. So now, think about these things, you assumption asses. Ed, before he came to my house, ate healthy choice dinners. Did you hear me? Where are you now, Vanessa? He had healthy choice dinners. And you're bitching about my loaded salad. Girl, he's eaten much better than he ever has in his entire life. Sherry, yes, I'm on just a 5% today. Normally I do about it, you know. Oh, good, Pam, it'll help, I promise. That's why he always talks about, frozen dinners. That's why he's always looking and just making sure we have frozen dinners. Yeah, that's what he ate. He would have frozen dinner, he would have a piece of French bread and a side salad, not like mine. Much better than a nursing home. Better food too, because nursing homes have the same type of food. So, let me tell you, Ed is living the best life with you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. We are going to keep caring and doing what we're doing, and hopefully for the rest of his life. My treadmill is loud. Well, treadmills typically are not soundless. You know what I mean? Yeah. today, and it's like, it just goes to show you, like, my husband laughs because he's realizing that it doesn't matter what I do. Even the videos that he's like, you know, even the videos, you know, he's like, holy shit, I thought that was a good video. And you just got battered. I told you, I could pick a flower in the field and still get abused. It doesn't matter. Nursing homes were not lawn and order, nope. So anyhow, yeah, people must be very upset. I knew there was a full moon or something, so maybe all those werewolves have yet to come back to their human nature. Why do people even care? No, apparently, Brandy, they like to worry about everybody else's shit because it detracts from their own personal shithole. You know what I mean? It's storming. Be safe. You're moving your mom in with you. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yesterday, I got hammered. I did? No. Today, I'll get hammered. Oh, you mean with the comments? Probably. There's two ways that, no, I wasn't hammered. Alcohol hammered yesterday, but I probably will be today. Rodrigo, adios. You two have a good day. Skelter, they are dumb. I'm gonna just stick with dumb. He is much happier. I mean, if you listen to Ed talk, people will know that he says, well, being with my family is where I want to be. His expectation was that he was going to be where he is today. So, Helen, great name. My aunt's name is Helen. I'm not a strong woman all the time. No, but I don't think it's possible to have strength 100% of the time because we too get battered and beat down and just exhausted and overwhelmed. And then those hormones, you know what I mean? Woo! Those hormones. It took him, yeah, it takes him a little bit longer, Goodman. But in some ways, he still defends the trolls. He gives them ammunition like you did last night. You know, you're moving out for the first time, enjoy. Enjoy. Don't buy stupid stuff. Just live within your means. Don't be crazy. When you do better and make more money, you can buy those things later. I loved moving out for the first time. It was so exhilarating. Like, I felt like such a grown-ass person. I was like, look at me. I'm on my own. And I had no business being on my own, but I did it. So just take care of yourself. Be safe. Be smart. Things might get tough, but you will always figure it out, right? You will always figure it out. Pick up furniture. Yeah, you know, if you're looking for stuff, go thrifting. God, thrifting and garage selling is the best thing ever. I still love to do it today. Y'all, I love thrift. I love secondhand shops, whatever you want to call them. You know, I love it. Do you ever get down and boogie? I boogie all the time. Yeah. Sometimes while I'm cooking dinner. Oh, here's Teresa. God, Teresa, what would I do with your passive aggressive and gaslighting comments? Teresa, yes, in a way, I'm a counselor to many. I could be to you too, if only you expanded your eyes and your ears and your mind. There you have it, girl. Teresa's one of those ones that is a constant right offender. She's constantly on there bitching at me, telling me what a horrible person I am, and I've left her alone. I've left her alone because she could be miserable and show it for all to see. Teresa, you can only be so lucky to be like me, honestly. Because a person like me doesn't bully other people, doesn't stalk them, doesn't harass them. They move on when they don't like somebody or appreciate. Very simple. But y'all with the nasty comments think you have something, you have some power over me, you know? Y'all think you have this power over me by saying ugly things? Y'all are only showing your true colors. by those nasty words you write. It's nothing about me. I just assume, you know, living in the shitbox you aren't happy, right? Because why would somebody attack other people? Or jealous of all this yumminess, which I can get, because not everybody looks this yummy every day. God, it's hard being me sometimes, you know? Yum, yum. Teresa, yum, yum. Also, Teresa, by your picture, it looks like you're a grandparent. And God, I hope you show your grandchildren the right way to be. Anyhow, how y'all doing over YouTube? We have crap furs in by the garage floor bags. Up there, yes. I'm happy. Thought Sacramento was kind of nasty with the homeless. Well, yeah, there's homeless everywhere, good men. You have homeless in Wisconsin, for the love of God. California is expensive to live. No shit, we got homeless. I'm about to be homeless. Yeah, she's a fan. She's the troll number 3 that I talk about. Yeah. Hi, Liggy. How are you? How is everybody doing on this Thursday? So, you know where I'm going, right? It's Thursday. Dan's gone. I'm living the life of a single woman. I'm going to get down tonight. I'm going to get jiggy with it. I'm getting funky with it. And then when I get home, I'm going to sprawl out, spread eagle on my bed, and have nobody next to me. Well, maybe a furry animal, but to grab, to twist, to rub, you know. Nobody to blow their nose 50,000 times in the night or flush the toilet 60. I can take care of myself. No, Andrew, I'm gonna be amazing. I got stung 2 times by Yellow Jacket. Oh no, that little fucker. I mean, to come back and to bite you another time after the first time, I mean, that's something like a troll would do. Maybe it was a troll coming back, like before they die, you know, they want to just get every last bit of morsel out of their ass. Girl, one more time. I'm dying anyway. No. So, the toddler, here, you want to hear a funny? Haha, I'm going to tell you funny. I put a toddler latch on the toilet, right? It's a bee. It's a type of a bee. I put a toilet latch, y'all. A toddler latch, so they can't flush. This fucker just flushes it. So, I can't. Now, me, oh, Christy, you silly goose. Me, I need to press the button and pull down to flush because my hands don't work. Now, how the hell Ed can flush that toilet without the contraption? I don't know. So, yeah, that failed. Car back from being worked on. $3,000. Sounds cheap to me, Stephen. Fuck. In my neck of the woods. $3,000 just an oil change. So, yeah. Anybody else have any ideas? Any apparatuses that are Ed-proof? Because apparently he's got a bigger brain than a toddler. Or Danielle. Or stronger fingers. I don't know. And I don't know how his fingers are like, I always call it like rigor mortis. So I don't know how he has the strength in his fingers to flush that toilet. But he does. He also, every couple of weeks, turns off the water and he presses it so hard that he moves, eventually over time, the cold water handle so it's all cattywampus. So my handles go like this, right? You turn them on, then you turn them off. Oh no, they go like this, you turn them on. No, I don't know how they go, but regardless, mine ends up being like all the way over here because he pushes it. So I have a toilet that has, it's low flow, but it also has that extra whoosh. It's got a tank inside the tank. Yeah, he's very stubborn. So, y'all, I've tried everything. And I'm worried about turning off the water because then he takes off the back of the toilet and starts fiddling with that shit. You know what I mean? So, it's really, I don't know. So anyhow, so every time Dennis comes, I have him fix it so my handle's the right way. Down the toilet won't flush. No, he just pushes it down. No, I'm not gonna flush my toilet anymore. For the love of God, he flushes it too much already. I'm worried about my septic and my well. So you're supposed to here, depending on the size of your family, you're supposed to have your septic pumped every 3 to 5 years. And so it's almost been a year for us, but the guy's like, you should probably do it too, right? Because it looks like in a house that has less people in it than it used to, we are using our septic very well, is what he said. So what does that tell you? And flushes way too much. Hey Jesse, how are the nugs? I had an 8 flush paper toilet. Oh good, that's nice. Welcome, Christy. I thought you were already. I didn't want to put pressure on you too. Welcome, Susan. Because we will definitely be Tuesday, Thursday nights, members only. So that's it. I turned the big 38 today. Man, you're a young little lass. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, you young one. Hi Les, how are you? So what else do I have to talk about? So I invited Clint. He texted me, and you know, I haven't seen him in a long time, you guys, so I feel really bad. I've just been busy with visitors and I haven't done my duty, right? So, you know, of spending time with him because he's been gone. I've had friends. I've gone to the casino, but I haven't gone to the casino by myself to invite him. And I honestly, happy birthday, Carol. You know, sometimes the pressure of him there is a lot for me. But I was feeling some sort of way. So I was like, I feel guilty, you know? Empath, I feel guilt. You know, Dan's like, well, you don't always have to go to the casino. And I said, no, I know, but he hasn't been in a couple months. So he's like, casino date. And I said, sure. I was gonna go, I think, by myself, but if you wanna go, that's okay. Your 40s, yep. Christy is turning 50 tomorrow. Big 5-0. Yes, girl, you got this. Pressure because he's a widow. Pressure because he's bored. Pressure because I used to spend a lot of time with him. And since my social media career and all that, I don't have him come over as much to help me with things around the yard or, you know, whatever, because I've been so busy. Yeah, he's a widow. And pressure because I just don't have the time to sit and talk with him, you know. And so we were doing like a date night every 2 weeks to the casino. But then you know, he slowed down. Just got an infant teacher position. Oh, God. Yeah, oh, God. So he doesn't like to go to the casino as much. He's had a good break. I think every 2 weeks was getting a little too expensive for him because he's a big gambler, so, or has the potential to be. So, yeah. So, I need to be better. I need to be better with him because, you know, he does a lot for me if I need help. He's always there helping me with the things, mechanics, and all the other things. So, I haven't been with him in like 2 months, so we have a date today, which will be nice because it kind of fulfills a little bit of an obligation that I've been slacking on with him. So I need to get better at doing things other than casino with him, maybe going out to lunch or whatever, because that's just what I do, you know? He's a friend, and I worry about him. He's old, you know. Mark. Would someone tell me how you become a member? Steven, Grandpa's up. Okay, give me a minute, you guys. I gotta get Grandpa settled, so give me a minute. He's up. I gotta change him and get him sitting. Thanks, Pam. Sorry. I'm not okay, but I'm okay. So Grandpa's up. So I had to go change him and get him spiffy and get his food done and his coffee. So I apologize. Yeah, and he's very confused this morning. He's already asked me 3 times, where am I? So hopefully you'll give him a couple minutes to eat, get some coffee, and then I'll check on him again. How does Tammy know she has ESP? No. My Zoomies. So when I come out here, if he's still not on, I keep the camera on so they can alert me if he comes outside. Comes in the kitchen. So before I left, I said, you guys, he's not up. I said, can somebody let me know when he walks out? And so that's how Tammy knows. No magical powers, but I love my Zoomies because they can notify me of those things. I barely slept. It says erotica romance novels, the heartbeat and the tingles. Hi, Emily, how are you? Yeah, so my Zoomies help out in a lot of ways like that, so it's pretty cool. He can't really communicate with them. He used to try sometimes, which was funny, but he's beyond that phase anymore. But they can kind of give us, and sometimes if like Dan's home alone, right, and I'm not home, they'll text me and they'll say, okay, well, Dan doesn't, nobody texts Dan. Can you tell Dan that Grandpa's in the kitchen? So I call Dan, hello, Zoom told me to tell you, Grandpa's in the kitchen. Get out of your chair. So we got some eyes in the sky. Some eyes in the sky. Erotica. GSR, there should be happy hours of awakeness. My hours are not happy hours of awakeness. My hours are frustrated and pissed off hours of awakeness. One more dog barks at that gate to get inside after leaving out my door. Oh, I said this morning, I should have put a doggy door in the gate, because now that we got Grandpa settled with the shake, shake, shake at the gate, is Zoom on 24/7? Pretty much, unless my computer goes down. But the camera's not always on. Especially at night when I go to bed. I keep it on because I'm one of the hosts. So in order to be, we have 2 backups. So my friend Chelsea is one and then I'm the other. So in case it goes on, it stays on for the people who get up earlier because of the time zones, or they don't sleep. But when I go to bed, I turn down the volume, I turn off the camera, I turn it around so it doesn't alert Grandpa, although I don't need to do that anymore because of the gate. And yeah, some people stay on, right? And just turn their cameras off and keep it on. It just depends. Curious if you're a fan of New Kids on the Block. I'm not a big New Kids on the Block fan. I think they were I was too old for their time. I don't know. Bye, Gigi. Have a good day. Happy Thursday. So I finished my book last night, Samantha. It won't look great. I don't want to do that. I finished the book, and I really didn't have 20 pages. And I'm kind of pissed off at the book. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Let me just tell you that. I'm pissed off. I just sat there for 30 minutes and in awe. Like, okay, didn't see that coming. So I'm pissed. That's right, I'm pissed. So, yeah, yep. Oh, your name is Samantha? Well, it says Virginia, but I may not remember that it is. Hi, Marty. Guess what? Beep, beep. Let's go. Let's go. Well, you could pertain, Samantha, Virginia Possum, if you read our same books that we're reading. So, I'm ready to go. Yeah, she's Sam. Do you go by Sam too? Probably. Most Sams do, right? So I'm kind of excited today. I'm kind of excited. Sunday will trolls. Trolls will not grow up. There's always going to be miserable people out there, you guys. So she goes by Sam too. Obviously, Sam. Duh. I'm looking at the other Sam over here. She's like, well, I'm a Sam. And I said, well, don't most Samanthas go by Sam? Some people. Some people. Cuckoo. It's okay, Sam. Still love you anyway. So get to reading. Get to reading. Sammy girl, actually. Now you're getting technical. Happy Thursday, Charlie. How are you? Your household's out of whack. Ella's very confused this morning. Well, just to make things easier for you, my house is out of whack every day, right? Number one. Number two, Grandpa's super confused this morning, and already asked me within 60 seconds where he was, why he was there, and the reset was really quick this morning. And I said, honey, I gotta go out really quick and finish my exercise, but why don't you finish up your food, drink your coffee, and then we'll sit down. Wishing you all. Thanks, Maria. To protect trolls on platforms. I think YouTube does a better job of it. You can't Crown and Coke Thursday. Well, who said that wasn't a good idea? Marty, I'm gonna drink my Pinot. I'm gonna start drinking at 11 a.m. Right? Did you hear me? I'm gonna start drinking about 11 a.m. That's right, you heard me. All you trolls out there that say I'm a day drinker all day and all night, well, I'm a day drinker today, bitches. Yep, a day drinker today. So I'm not gonna start drinking that. I lied. I'll start drinking at 12. The minute that Grandpa walks out the door, my celebration begins. That's right. But I don't drink it well into the night. I can't. That's why I'm not an alcoholic, right? There's a huge difference between enjoying some drinks and alcoholism. Alcoholics can literally, right, wake up and literally start drinking and drink all day and drink all night. Danielle's body says, bitch, you about 1.5 bottles in, you're done. The siphon valve gets turned off, and then the gag reflex comes in. So my body's like, nope, can't have this anymore. Nope, can't do it. One more time. So my body literally stops. Like, it's weird. I mean, I can drink enough, right, than most people, but as I've gotten older, it's been really hard for me. I can't drink too much. Like, I can have probably over the longevity of a day, probably 6 glasses of wine. It's about a bottle and a half. I could probably do that easily from when I go to the casino to probably come home about 7, right? That's a long time to enjoy wine. Yes, why don't I find a job? Because I am working right now. My job is you guys don't understand. Everybody thinks, we got lucky, right, on social media. Grandpa helped us, right, open the doors for us to pave the way. Mostly for me, because Dan pretty much just stays about Grandpa. I have such a eclectic, right, job. I have different platforms because I am just more than just Grandpa, right? And it's so funny because Dan's not posting as much anymore. His income has gone down dramatically on social media, like half of what it used to be. And guess who makes probably a little bit more? All the people in the back. Me. Who's the sugar mama now, bitches? Now what? Right? Bye, Sam. Me. You know, I've built up my platforms, and I'm doing all sorts of different things. So I'm able to contribute the same, if not a little bit more, than my husband. And you know what? He loves it. He thinks it's badass. I told him the other day, he still makes a little bit more than me, but not very much. He looked at me the other day, he goes, really? You better save. I said, bitch, I've been making that for months now. Months. That's my job. So not only do I do everything else, I have social media that I hustle. You guys know I hustle, right? I'm working my ass off every day. Whether I'm on a live, I'm reading emails about products now you guys want me to try. I tried every drink possible, it didn't matter. Yeah, menopause, Elizabeth, a lot of people. So I have weird things, effects with alcohol too, with menopause, especially with sleep. Sleep, it fucks you up traumatically. So it is what it is. We got lucky, you know, not a lot of people. You know, people's like the comments you see, oh, now you're making money off of this platform. Disgusting. What do you think people's intentions are when they do social media? You think we're just here, you know, just talking about life? Everybody has a hope, right, of hitting it, doing big things, being able to stay home and make money with their families, for their families. I mean, are you that much of a nincompoop that you can't figure that out? The exploitation, I know some of you, is very subjective with grandpa. And is it exploitive when you show your kids, you know, your family? You know, you got to look at the big picture. Dan always likes to say, you know, I could see some of their arguments, but, right? But there's a difference. We know he loves it. He lights up. He knows about the show. He forgets about it, but times he remembers, and he wouldn't want it any other way. So that's the difference, is even if he had the memory to remember all the time, he wouldn't not want to be on it. He loves it. He lights up. But y'all just want to be bitter and angry and judgy and full of assumptions. I need help too, sunshine. I need help too. I'm on birth control pills, which is great for the estrogen, but I'm wondering for the other stuff that I need. I've been on birth control since I began menopause, peri, at 36, to help, you know, kind of keep me even out. But I've gotten worse in the last like year, exponentially in the last like couple months, much worse. I also take Lexapro to help with the anxiety, because anxiety has really been bad. I've always had anxiety, never been medicated up until this last year and a half, which thank you, Perry, and thank you, life, you know, with everything. So, hi, Brady. So, but I thank you, Brady. You know, this is a very weird time in our lives, right? Most of us, some of us, are lucky enough to escape majority of these things. You know, I sent a message to my daughter yesterday, and I was like, I just want to lay in bed. I don't want to get up. I just want to pull the covers over my head and not move a muscle. She's like, Mom, why are you depressed? And I said, bitch, just you wait, perimenopause. I said, nothing in general, it just everything, you know how you're feeling overwhelmed about school and money and all those things, and you feel like you can't handle it? We'll multiply that by 5 billion trillion, and that's perimenopause. You're welcome. Well, that's what I'm wondering. The testosterone, maybe some progesterone. I don't know. I don't know if there's any progesterone in my pill, so I do need to email her and say, hey, these are what working from home allows you to care for it. Yes, and Dan too. For severe depressive disorder, it really does help. I do, and I upped it because I went back down to 5 milligrams because I was in a good place, and I just started losing my shit, and I just was like, and my friends were like, Zoom was like, bitch, up your meds, please. good idea. So I upped it. And I can already tell today, I don't know now, I don't know if it's the meds that are making me feel a little giddy or the fact that Dan's gone for a couple days. So it could be a combination. Yes, and so Dan is also with social media allowed to stay home more and take care of his dad. So I wouldn't do this alone, right? I would not do this journey alone. First of all, it's not fair for me to have to do it alone. And because and I did this for Dan, right? Because it was important to him. I wouldn't turn Ed away at this point, but I just couldn't do it alone. So Dan knew that, and he would never want me to do it alone, right? It's his father, right? He wanted him here, and he knows the sacrifices I'm making for myself, my inner sanctum, and you know, he knows, and he would never, ever expect me to do this by myself. He expects a lot from me, but so together we're able to do what we love, which is social media, and also be able to keep his dad at home. Together, we're a team. You know, somebody yesterday was like, when I made that comment that, you know, Ed is lucky, right? Ed is lucky in a way. I speak the truth. But Ed was going to go in a home if I couldn't figure it out, right? Somebody said, do you think you're more important than his dad? And you think Dan would let him go? Yeah. Yeah, that's what a team does. As hard as it is to make those decisions, right? Yeah, he was going to go in a home if I couldn't figure it out. But luckily I did, and so he's here. And Dan knows at any point in time, if I have lost my mind, Ed would go because it's not worth it. It's not worth for my mental health. It's not worth to affect our relationships, right? It's not worth it. So yes, he would go, and I would have a huge say in that. That's the reality. People don't like to hear me talk real. They don't expect me to share my true emotions about things or my true thought process, which is shameful because people should be able to communicate and to be able to be truthful. Why does anybody, right? Why does anybody not want the truth or the realness behind a situation? Why do people want that fake and phoniness out of everything? I don't get it. I want truth. I want to know how you really feel, right? I want to know, because if I'm doing it, I don't want you to seem like you're doing it better and I'm failing at the seams thinking, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean? Like, people are so afraid of the truth, or they're so used to lying and blowing sunshine up people's asses because they're afraid of the judgment that they're going to get because they are telling the truth. Yeah, get over yourself. Yeah, it's valid. And that's what I tell everybody. Like, it's valid. Don't be ashamed about your true emotions. People are so ashamed and feel like they have to keep them locked up. I'm not going to do that. I used to, because I was afraid. What are people going to say if I really tell them how I feel? I don't give a shit, because this is my truth. My truth. If you want to live in your little bubbled world and think otherwise, then you can go ahead and do that. But the one thing you're going to get from me is my truth. Yesterday, the best thing I ever did for myself, instant menopause, used the patch for several years to work for me. You're lucky, Mary. You're lucky. Yeah. So, you know, I don't begrudge anybody, you know, like we have a friend here, Pam, on YouTube, and she's struggling with her husband every day, right? she's struggling and she feels guilty, right? Because of the things she says or the way she says it or her reactions. And I'm trying to get people to not feel guilty over those things. Because you're doing a hard-ass job, right? I don't feel guilty. I don't beat myself up anymore because I know he's going to forget, number one, right? I'm going to move on, right? My frustrations are out somewhat. It's always harder on the caregiver than it is for the person going through the disease. And if they were present fully with their whole mental capacity, they would still be thankful and appreciative that you're doing it, Pam. Do you hear me? Do not for 1 second. I worry about you every day because I know you're beating yourself up and you need to stop, right? You have a fucking hard job. You know, we didn't sign up. We didn't know, right? You didn't know that you're going to have to take care of your husband in a state of dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever it is, or, you know, we say through sickness and health, but you don't ever think like, you know, if we had a crystal ball and can do, you know, this stuff, you know, and see the magic, you know. I think everybody would understand like, hey, I know that this is going to happen and I love you no matter what, right? I love you no matter what. Now, if I get old and crotchety, right, I am gonna that be, you know, like it could happen to me too, you know, and know if I'm like that, like if I'm combative and if I'm a raging ass, sassy little old thing or big old thing, whatever I am, put me somewhere. Like I don't want anybody to have to deal with that stress. It's hard, Pam, and I talk to you every day because I worry about you. Somebody said that's not true. Rocky, that's maybe not true for you, but it's true for the people who are doing it. Mostly, it's true for the people that are doing it. You can live in your little bubble of life, but I don't beat myself up anymore. I don't feel guilty, you know. I feel guilty if I, you know, help him out of the shower, you know, and my nail scratches his thin skin, you know, that makes me feel guilty. But when I'm in a moment dealing with him day in, day out without a break, right? Without a break, mentally, physically, everything about the day is exhausting. I have to talk loud all day long. I have to repeat myself in the same decibel all day long. You know, I have to, not only that, watch him and worry that he's going to fall every time he gets up. I have to worry that he's breathing. I have to give him food. I have to care for him and make sure he's presentable. I do all those things. It's stressful. Sometimes at the end of the day, I don't want to talk anymore because I'm exhausted just from talking loud. Some of you guys talk about yelling, whatever you want to call it. Yelling, fine. It's exhausting. Stop pigeonholing people who have to talk loud for somebody who has hearing loss. Stop yelling at them. Stop being rude. Stop judging us, right? Yeah, he always said he couldn't do what he could do. And Dan says all the time, if Danielle weren't here, I couldn't do it, right? Because we overlap sometimes. And sometimes we're on the same path and there's just no hope. But you know, that's normal. That's normal, right? And the repeating you have to repeat because they forget, right? But the hearing loss, oh my God, all the time. Sometimes Dan comes out sometimes of the room and I'm talking to him. He's like, take it down to 5 decibels. And I'm like, bitch, who are you talking to? He loves you because he never forgets. He never forgets. It's very stressful and it's very draining. That's why I don't feel guilty anymore for blowing up. We all blow up. I blew up on my kids. All you people want to act like you're so perfect. It's the same thing as blowing up as you're fucking to your husband, your spouse, your mother, your father, your siblings, your children. We all do it because we're emotional. I thought about a megaphone. I'm not joking. Like, I seriously was like, I need a megaphone. Edward! And need him. That's why I'm here doing these things, right? That's why I'm here talking to the people who are doing it every day and feel like they're losing their shit. I'm losing my shit every day, right? I'm losing my shit every day. And special need kids are the same way, right?
you still lose your shit at them. It's impossible not to get frustrated and pissed off sometimes because you're here. You're doing it when you can be out, just be naked on the couch, just living life because you have no kids home. But you can't do it, right? Because you take in your family because you love them and that's what you do. Yeah, I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty. Dan does. Because Dan has really, I was talking to him today, like he could be very, he's very aggressive, right? And the way he sounds when he gets mad. He's very like to the point, God damn it, Dad, we all do it. We all have our ways of sounding and we all have our ways of, how we are when we're angry and pissed off and frustrated and just so fucking beyond the fucking pale of the day that you've been having, right? Because it's not only them we're taking care of so many other things, and there's so many other, it compounds. Sometimes when they get stubborn and want to fight you on something, you lose your shit. You lose your shit. That's normal. If there's any things, I know, Pam, and lately I've told you, and that's why I'm sharing. I know, Lisa, and I'm so sorry. It's so hard. I couldn't imagine. I lost my mom to cancer, right? So I didn't have this long goodbye. I had a very short goodbye from the time she was diagnosed. It makes me so sad. In the day, like, he forgets me and doesn't know who I am, it's going to hurt, right? It's going to hurt. I've never experienced that not knowing. I've been lucky enough to, like, know that he knows who I am. Even today, Danielle, he says, Danielle, I'm so confused. Can you tell me what's going on here? Danielle, so I know there's that element of comfort just knowing my name, right? He isn't, yesterday, like sometimes he'll call me sis or something like that, but very rare. And then he'll quickly correct it and say Danielle. But he looked at me today and said, Danielle, this morning, 3 different times, can you explain to me, please, what's going on here? And you can see that, like he's in that, call and check on my husband still this morning. My stomach is already upset. Ugh. I'm sorry, Mary. Yeah, they don't. People just need to back the fuck up, and that's what I say. People who don't know need to sit down and shut up because they don't have any idea until. That's why I'm just talking to you guys who are doing it every day, who are struggling with the guilt, who are struggling with not being able to, feeling like you're so alone, feeling like you just can't do another day. And I have been sharing with you that every day I wake up and I'm like, fuck, is this really my life? Do I have to do this again today? I just don't want to be looked at. I don't want to be talked to. I just want to be left alone. And guess what? I had days like that when I had my kids. When I would hear that baby cry and I was like, I don't want to stick her on my nipple one more time. I just don't want to, but we did it because that's what we do. Dad, I did a stint in the hospital. You come home, people, well, now it will be easier on you. What the fuck does that mean? And I would have said that too. Like, what the fuck does that mean? How is it easier on me? Because Dad had a stent put in. Yeah. And I'm glad. See, I reach out to so many people, and talking about being vulnerable and telling you, like, I don't care about the judgment people are going to have for me by talking this way. Those of you who need to hear this are hearing it. And from a fellow caregiver, we are fucking tired. We're exhausted. We have emotions and we have feelings that are fucking valid. Everybody, Pam, don't you dare feel guilty about it, right? Everybody else, honey, Nedham, all you people who are like, I needed this upkeep today. You're right. We do, right? You do. And I'm going to be here constantly to remind you to shut that shit aside because you are doing one of the hardest things in life is caregiving, especially. And that goes to the parents who have special needs children, because you also don't get a break, and that's a lifelong commitment. Hi Megan. I know what it's like to age go through mental now. Being a woman sucks ass. It does. And I just want to be here for you guys. Have feelings and couldn't feel guilty. No, and they shouldn't. It's tough, Jennifer. Imagine. Working in assisted living. You get to go home at the end of the day. You know, you got to get home at the end of the day and try to decompress and not have to wake up and deal with all this shit. We still go, right? We still go and go and go. And we're getting woken up in the middle of the fucking night constantly. Some of us. My husband has to work from home to be here. I don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I wouldn't feel bad either. I do a lot of these intersections of those declining home versus not. Okay, Sadie, email me. And so I am just, thanks RF, I appreciate that. I just want to keep it real can be, right? Oh, hi Mary, how are you? Because that's the truth behind it. I'm tired. My job doesn't end. And I'm walking around like a fucking zombie. My eyes are black and blue. I'm tired. I'm pissed off when every time I used to get up, I get up in the middle of the night. I'm exhausted, right? I'm pissed. You don't think I get up and I'm like, oh, hi, honey, come on, let's go back to bed. No, we're not going to brush our teeth again. No, we're not going to No. When you're in the middle of the night, you're like, get in bed. I don't care. Get in bed. Get in bed, for the love of God. What's wrong? What's wrong is you keep waking my ass up. That's what's wrong. I'm tired. A vacation is not going to help me. You know, I mean, if I went on vacation, the stress doesn't go away. Like, people are like, oh, you need a vacation. And then what? And then what? What do I do after the vacation? What do I do when I go away by myself and leave Dan and everybody else here? You don't think that's not stressful? Have you seen my fucking house in the morning time? We had a person for 7 to 7 and we are still drained. You're still drained. Beep, 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 Marty. I'm going to drain myself today with money and alcohol. The vacations get me more stressed out. Oh, Pam, I'm so glad you're here. And don't give up on yourself. And know your feelings are valid. And every time you pop off to your husband or whoever, you tell yourself, you know what? My feelings are valid. I'm stressed. It's okay, right? I love you, but at this moment, you're pissing me off. It's so draining, you know? People are like, well, why don't you hire a night nurse? For what? I would still wake up because his room's 2 millimeters from my room. Like, if we hired a night nurse, fine, but he needs to be in a different wing, you know, not there. It's not going to work unless he needs, you know, medication and shit. Yeah. So, and I said that, just so you know, I tell you things, right? And go to AA. It's hard. You know, I can't wait to pour my glass of wine, you know, at the end of the day, because I'm not just caregiving in between. You know, my interactions with Ed are while I'm doing, you know, the laundry and yard work and spraying weeds and making sure the lawnmower doesn't die by running it and taking care of the cars and taking care of doctor's appointments for my kids, fielding kids calls. Mom, this is happening. What do I do? Oh my God, you know, Andrew with school. Like, I'm doing everything. And so my interactions with Ed are like, you know, making him dinner. It's different than what Dan does. I also need an outlet, right? I need an outlet. Have you had your brother's like resetting when he comes back? Have you had with Ed more after he goes to your brother? Okay, so here's the thing with Ed. This was a funny haha, and I said this, I don't know if I told you guys, everything gets so cross-contaminated, but like Dan, I wasn't anticipating having a break at all. I wasn't anticipating having a break at all. So I come in after the live yesterday, you know, the live, where I, of course, was throwing my husband under the bus for his, you know, lack of fortitude, and insight and just awareness. And I came inside and he said, Mark will come and take my dad on Friday, right? And I said, wait, what? Because Dan said, I don't want Grandpa leaving the house. So he said, Mark will come and take Grandpa on Friday. And I said, well, that's nice, but I don't want Mark coming and taking Grandpa on Friday. If he's going to take Grandpa, I want him taking him tomorrow, which is today. He's like, Dan said, well, I think it would be better for you if you had a break in between. And I said, I don't care what you think. It's what I want and what I think. And I don't want to break up his routine, right, with me in the middle of it, because it's more disruptive, where he just spends one night now, right away, so I can unwind, and then I'll take him back and have him. Well, you're going to have, I said, I don't give a shit. It's not about what you think. It's about what I'm doing and what I want, right? And it pissed me off because, well, come and talk to me. Come and talk to me, right? Say, Danielle, hey, okay, I'll let Mark take Grandpa for the night. What day works for you? Don't say, hey, I told Mark he can have him on Friday. No. No. So that pissed me off. So I walked outside. I said, no, I want him Thursday. I want him Thursday. Because I know what's going to happen is, right? I already know how getting him back is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's shower day, right? Tomorrow's, I can make, so my plan is, no, he can take him tonight because I showered him last night. He can go spend the night in his clothes, whatever. I'll get him back tomorrow before dinner. I will shower him, calm him down, feed him dinner, and then get him to bed. And then we reset, right? And then we start all over again. And then I have him for the next couple days. So, yes, I don't want you making a decision for me. Ask me. Since I'm the one doing it, ask me. And so I don't think he changed it. So I texted Mark. After I was done, I was fuming outside. I was so pissed off at him for doing that. And still, he doesn't see he went over the line, right? He doesn't see. He's like, well, I'm helping you. Well, yeah, you're helping me, but you didn't ask me. You just told me. There's a difference. When I'm here doing it, you ask and don't assume, right? I hate assumptions. I fall into assumptions too, but with something like that, I always say, hey, what would you prefer, right? So I texted Mark, right? And it's hard on us because we get them back and they're totally disheveled. And this is my point. So that's why I said, Needham, I need him to be gone tomorrow, which is today. And then I want him back, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'll have him because we will be in a routine by then. And so that way I know it's shower day. That will kind of calm him down because when I get him back from Mark, it's a shit show, right? It's a shit show. Oh my God, 67 Gutierrez. These are old Lulu. So I have that plan already. I'm formulating that because I know as his caregiver and I know why I'm going to have it. Every time Dan goes to lunch with his siblings, what happens to Ed? It's horrible for us. When the family comes over, the kids are here and then they leave. It's horrible for us. We get the shit end of the stick. And so that's why I don't feel guilty, right? Because I work hard doing what I do. And no, I don't always have a fucking smile on my face. And no, I'm not always saying please and thank you. No, we don't say we love you. We don't do that shit here. Stop assuming and judging us for not doing it. That's not what this house does. Never has. So get over yourself and stop assuming that we are bad people because of that. Yeah, agitation. And I hate when Dan says, Dad, now I'm leaving. I'll be back in a couple of days, And I told him last night, I said, don't you dare wake his ass up and say that shit to him. Don't you dare do that. Because you do that all the time and then it disrupts him. And then I have to deal with the incessant questions. Well, where's Dan? How's Dan? Where's Dan? How's Dan? Where did Dan go? And I'm like, don't do that. And then plus you start getting him anxious, right? So my grandmother died as moving in with us. I never knew I'd be in the same. You never knew, right? So, So you guys, no, he won't remember, Bevy. But what happens to the caregivers is for an hour or more, they loop on that. And what do you think happens after an hour or more of looping over the same thing? guess what? We get stressed out, we get frustrated, and we explode. So that's why it's difficult. People don't understand if you haven't done it, right? If you haven't done it, that's what happens. And if that's at the end of the day, when our patience is already running thin, guess what? It's not going to be pretty, right? Yeah, Donna, you know us. I mean, you've been here for a long time, and it's just what we've done. Somebody said, Desi said, I don't look very nice. Well, Desi, what do you think you look like writing that on my page? Girl, come on. Think about that. I mean, how do you not see that your true colors are shining? You can't come on and say that without it being thrown back at you. How do you not see that that's how it works, honey? Come on. Come on. A little bit more. Oh, so yeah, I texted Mark and I said, hey, I know Dan said that, you could take him on Friday, but I would appreciate it if you could take him tomorrow, if that's okay. If you can't, it's fine, right? And it took him an hour or so. Normally, Mark would call Dan and be like, well, Danielle wants me to take him on Thursday. Now Dan has to give you permission? What? What? So it took him an hour, and he's like, that's fine. And then Dan comes out, and he goes, oh, you want Mark to take him on Thursday? So obviously, Mark called him and said, well, Danielle wants you. Oh, Lord. So I knew exactly what was happening, because he needed the approval from Dan. Why? I don't know. Yeah, but you know what? I don't feel guilty, I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty if Mark's stressed. This is a job he took with us, right? And he is getting off very easy. And I don't feel guilty. He sleeps, He can't bitch about not sleeping anymore. And every time he bitches, it's like, I don't care, and I'm going to have to hear about what he's doing all night long. And it's like, Mark, hello? Like, I know. Sit down. What the hell? When you're working, I know, especially if you're working full time, there's a lot of people. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel sympathy. I don't feel anything towards that, because I have been doing this for 11 months full time. 11 months full time, which I knew it was always going to happen, but I didn't anticipate it to happen this quickly. So I'm tired. And I don't feel guilty about a damn fucking thing. Pay for me to have help because he lives far away. Aw, that's really sweet, Donna. You're lucky. Now, Ed has money, right? Ed has money. How do you not explode on Mark? It's very difficult for me. You know how I don't? I'm very sarcastic with him to keep it, I get my point across without exploding by being sarcasm. So I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty about giving him to Mark for a night. He has a room there. He knows. I don't feel guilty about the things I do when I blow up at Ed, having impatience. I don't feel guilty about it. And I shouldn't, because I'm still doing the job, right? I'm still doing the job. There you have it, right? I'm still doing this shit, and I don't have a choice. So no, I don't have guilt anymore. I don't have guilt. No more. I'm too tired to feel guilty. So that could be true. It's hard to strike a balance. I've literally just stopped feeling guilty probably in the last year or so. I literally just said, I'm not doing this to myself, because every day I'm still doing it. Every day I'm still making sure he's cared for. He's well fed. He gets snacks. I trim his nails. I take care of his personal hygiene. I do all this stuff. I don't feel guilty. And I know he would understand, right? And I know that, there are times when I'm like, Ed, like last night I told him, I said, he was really like, agitated yesterday. And partly that's probably from me because he senses my anxiety and I haven't been in the best way. And so I can admit that. I know that. Like my communication with him is affecting his, because he feels something, right? He feels uneasy and anxious because he doesn't know why I'm anxious. But I said still, so he gets a little bit more like feisty with me and will fight with me and all this stuff. And I said, look, you're pissing me off right now. You don't get it. I understand you don't get it. But right now, I just need 10 minutes just to not talk or not to have to answer a question. What? Okay, take 2. I need you to just not talk and give me 10 minutes because you're pissing me off. What? Go sit down. All right. Is Ed rich? No, he's not rich. Your resentment is building. Ugly assumption you have there. Don't make an ass out of yourself with those assumptions. Yeah, it's pissing me off. I mean, I tell that to Dan all the time. How does that mean? You're pissing me off right now. You are pissing me off right now. Step away from me. I am not talking to you. There's nothing wrong with saying that, right? There's nothing wrong with saying that. That's important, right? Why don't you put him in a home? Why do you think we don't put him in a home? Just out of curiosity. Why do you think we don't put him in a home? Because he has money, we should put him in a home? Do you know that if we put him in a home, he would be dead very quickly because they would have to medicate him and he would lose just every happiness he has? Come on. Adult daycare, with all due respect, would not do that. I mean, you guys, Ed does not like to be away from his family. Come on. Come on. You guys, if you are here long enough to know, right, you think we could drop Ed off alone without a family member for a couple hours? Come on, people. He's constantly looking for all his family members. How scared would he be? Could you imagine leaving him and being like, well, where are you going? Just you're going to stay here for a couple hours. What? That guy would fucking freak the fuck out, right? Freak the fuck out. Like, you could not drop him off for a couple of hours. Like, some people it works great for. But Ed has never been a fucking socializer, you guys. He's never been he's never been around friends. All he wants to be is around his family, right? The people who can acclimate into those environments have been in those environments before, whether they would go play bridge with their girls or poker or, all these types of things. Ed doesn't do those things. He never has. So it would fucking freak him the fuck out. We presented the basic puzzle. Didn't you see his face when I was like, here, you want to play? He's like, what the fuck is that? Is it food? Oh, yeah. Ed is not that. He doesn't play games, never has. He's never played poker, never had a group of guys that he just, hung out with and hit the bars with, strip clubs, none of that stuff. All he did was being around his family. That's all he wanted to do. That was his most important thing. Those were his friends. He didn't need friends like most people do. Ed had his family. That's it. And people just don't, you don't get it. You see other people doing it, but every situation is different, and people have to just give the benefit of the doubt and understand that everybody does the things they do the way they do them because that's what works. You don't think we are trying to, like make our life easier? Don't you think we want to make our life easier? Don't you think if he could wear hearing aids, he would have them? We don't like speaking loud all the time. Don't you think if we could keep him busy by playing board games or coloring or doing those things, you would see that happening? Like, it's very obvious to me. It's very obvious to me. I don't understand why it's not obvious to a lot of people. Like, you would see the things that he would do but he doesn't do them because he doesn't do them. So you don't see them. And we've had him for almost 4 years, which means that we've had a lot of time to experiment. And I am a child development major. I've worked in the schools. I worked in daycares. You don't think I've tried all those like child activities to get him to, yeah, Ed too. The news, he always wants the news. He always wants the news. I got to see what's going on in the world. Again, Jim. Did you just not hear what I said? Jim. I tried the big jug of coins. He did it for a week. And then he looked at me and said, take this to the bank. Jim, just listen. Listen, Jim. Listen. Yeah. And yeah, it's so depressing. It's so depressing. Yeah, it's a hard job. Somebody said the same thing. They said, somebody said, what did they say? I just had a brain fart. I'm still back on the Jim comment. After I just said all those things. It's like talking to my, yeah, you're lucky. I don't have the ability to give him things he doesn't want. Try painting. Oh, yeah, you guys. Additional help with specialists? No, we haven't. Because you guys don't understand Ed. Ed doesn't take to people telling him what to do very well. He's not... Again, you guys, I'm just going to stop talking about that stuff. I don't listen. They're mad. He doesn't ever try to walk out of, the music. Fuck. Can somebody give him music? Can you listen to music to calm him down? He can't hear. He can't hear. So no, if I put music on for him, he wouldn't even know it was on, you guys. People. Again, if you don't see it in a video, there's reasons. God. These are serious questions being asked. I don't give a shit if they're serious. I just went through the diatribe of telling you, Clara. Listen, Clara. I just went through a whole spiel about it. And then people are still asking questions after they heard me say this stuff. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to just put on music for him and just show people. Do you hear that? What? Do you hear that? What? Do you hear the music? Music? I'm going to put all these fucking things, everything. Everything. The processing disorders. ACA, Marina, lady, my name is Danielle. Calm down. Okay, that always works when you tell somebody to calm down. Maybe the people giving you advice logged on after your rant. I don't give a shit. I've said this many times. I've been on long enough that if you're here long enough, you would know that if he would do those things, you would see them in a video. Common sense. Lady. So snarky all the time. Yes, because I have to deal with people like you, Diane. And like people before that. So yes, I'm snarky a lot because you people, some of you, very small percentage of you, and whenever the numbers go up, then you get more nimbuses in here. And yeah, and so yes, I'm going to be snarky because I can't really say what I really want to say to you. You know what I mean? I can't really say what I really want to say. So I just have to be snarky and pretty witty with my responses. There you have it. Um, I'm sharing, you know? I'm sharing, I'm talking to the people who want to hear these things that are dealing with it every day. The people who are full of suggestions. Don't you think that people who've been doing this for so long already have tried all those suggestions? Or there's reasons why they won't really do it? I'm not going to quit giving haters fuel. Don't tell me to quit. Don't tell me, I'm a 50-year-old woman, what I should do and how I should do it. Doesn't work with me either. So there's more snark. There you have it. No, he never, Linda. No, he doesn't eat eggs. He's not an egg person. He's not a toast person. He doesn't eat pancakes. He never really has. So he eats what he eats, and he has been eating for the last 40 years. Cereal and banana and coffee. Yeah. What am I going to bring a specialist in for? Why would we bring a specialist in for? For what reason should we hire a specialist? Just out of curiosity. I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. Everything you're saying, I'm in the same situation. Yeah. As in having horrible dementia, I promise you. I'm still proud of myself, Krista, for doing what I'm doing, because I never thought that I would be able to do what I'm doing, right? I'm very proud of myself for the growth that I have had and being able to look at myself, learn from myself, let go of things, and grow from those things. Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. And I will be proud that I did this 100%, because if anybody knows about my relationship with Ed, this is an amazing thing. As hard as it is, and as many days as I don't want to do it, this is an amazing thing for us, right? Closure. Most people don't get closure. Never had closure with my mom, never had closure with my dad, and Ed I'm having closure with. Yeah. I still have the pig, yeah. Happy hours, just stop. I mean, you're just driving me nuts right now with your suggestions. I'm not bringing in a specialist so he can have music therapy or any of those things that Ed would be miserable with. And he doesn't do well, and he gets nervous with people, right? People get nervous. When I had somebody in here and I was interviewing a care home or a care, people coming in, and he was so nervous. He was so nervous. Why would I do that to him when I don't need to do it? Why would I do that to him? Why would I bring somebody in here and work with him and make him feel uncomfortable, right? When we interviewed those caregivers that would kind of come in and for a couple hours every day, he freaked out. He was like, I don't want to go here. I don't want to do this. I don't want them here. What's going on? And it fucked him up for a long time. Why would I do that? You guys, we take in account of Ed's best interests for our reasons and for his. Stop giving people who know their people advice on things you have nothing and no idea about. I don't know why this is so difficult for people to understand. Just because you may have had a little experience with something doesn't make you the professional of the disease, right? It makes you a professional of the person that you have dealt with. Ed is different, right? He's different than what you see on social media. He's a different individual. We cater to him and what his needs are. End of story. I am snarky. It's okay. I know when, well, just deal with it if you're not up for input. Toots. Let me give you a little, enlightening, Toots. I'm going to give you a little enlightening with that comment. I put my information up for people who want it, right? I don't put information up for people to give their opinions and deal with it. I deal with it. I don't have to. I don't like it, but I deal with it. Toots, right? But stop making your trolling valid because I put my life out here. I put it out there for the people who benefit from it, not from the assholes of the world. I put it out there for the people who relate, who resonate, right? It doesn't give anybody the validation for coming on and ripping on them because I'm here doing what I'm doing and because you don't like me for some reason, right? So don't validate your little snarky behavior because you think just because I'm here, then I should just deal with it. Nope, that's not how society works. And fuck that, because this girl doesn't deal with anything. What was the worst fight that I had with Ed? There was no really huge fight. We just fought all the time. Fran, what do I want people to talk to me about? Well, for one, I can tell you what I don't want them talking to me about. Number one, telling me, a grown-ass woman, what to do, how to drink, what not to drink, what not to eat, what not to say, and how not to be. And also, I would love not to have unsolicited advice. Everything else is up for grabs. Just in case you were struggling with that. Am I seeking therapy? This is my therapy. I don't need therapy. I'm Mary. I see you, Mary. Thank you, girl. My sweet Mary. Mark has no children. And she used it to help people not to be critical. I tried to enlighten the angry people, right? I try to enlighten the angry people, the jealous people. I know this is a lot. Like I said, this is a lot of yummy right here. I know it's really difficult when you look at me and you're like, God, look at her. I wish I could be like her. And some of y'all get bitter because maybe at 50 you don't look as good as I look. I don't know. Smell as good as I look. Or, have the intelligence and the wit and the sarcasm and the empathy to go along with all this yummy. And so women get jealous and they have to berate you to make themselves feel better. And that's fine. Whatever makes your day get better and happier, I guess. If that's, I need to be your punching bag, I guess I'll be your punching bag. But I will enlighten you while you are trying to put me down. Because what many people don't see is your words are your true colors of how you are as a person, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, whatever you are. Because I know what I'm doing every day. I know what I'm doing every day. I know that my heart is pure. I know that I can reflect on myself and my behavior and try to correct the things that I don't do right every day. And those of you who throw your stones and cast your ugliness don't have half the ability that I have, right? As a kind human, as somebody who is trying to work on herself and has done a damn good job of doing it, right? I have done a damn good job with Ed. I'm still doing a damn good job with Ed. He has taught me so much. He has opened doors for me that he has never opened. We are opening doors for him. We have kept him in this house. I have allowed that because I have worked through my trauma with him, which is fucking amazing, right? That he will die, right, at some point, and we will both have that recovery and that relationship that we never had after all those years. I never, ever thought I would be here with this man. I would always thought he would die and I'd be dancing on his grave. Truth. Truth. That is my truth. Now, you guys, I know you're going to take my words and use them against me, right? I know that's what you do, but those is the truth. That's my truth. Today, I take care of that man. I bathe him. I shave him. I clip his toenails. I clip his fingernails. I trim his ear hairs. I trim his nose hairs. I always cut his hair. I do his eyebrows. I make sure he smells good. So you come at me and I scoff at you because you have no idea what I've been through. That was kind of rhyming. Don't ask me to repeat that because I wouldn't be able to do that. So the trolls only take in what they want to use. My own personal words that I have used or my husband has used to turn it around and throw it back at me. So no, your words don't matter to me. Yeah, your words don't matter to me. The only people that can hurt me are the people that are in my circle. Friends, family, that's it. Not people on the outside. So don't think for any, but I will enlighten each and every one of you, whether you want to see it or not. Yeah. I'm not going to get into the Ed thing, you guys. I'm not going to get into my relationship with Dan. I'm not going to get into my relationship with Ed. I'm not justifying myself. I don't need to justify myself. Just because you don't buy it, that's on you. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody but myself. Let's remember, when I do things, I do it for myself. I don't do it for other people. You're just a blip. A blip. A blip. His life shouldn't be a burden to all, and if so, it's about not spending his money. Moosh, get a clue. Learn how to write. Learn how to speak proper English when you're writing, and understand that his money is there for maybe more medical coverage that he may need eventually in the end of his life. Get over yourself and stop making it about money. Everybody wants to make it about something. Why can't you just sit back and listen to the caregivers or whoever else you're watching and understand and hear them instead of assuming things that you have no right to assume? Let me tell you something one more time. My husband's an attorney. Dan has made more money than his dad ever has, and has more money than his dad even has, as does most of his family. So stop using money and Ed's money as some threat or some stone or some way to try to strike a nerve, right? My husband's an attorney. Why do people want to, Ed retired really early, right? He was a podiatrist. Dan's an attorney. A successful one at that. Very successful, made a shit ton of money. We're not here for Grandpa's money. There is still not enough money Grandpa could have to make this job any easier. You think I would be that selfish to have somebody in my house and do what I do for money? Please. Anybody has stepped in this job and knows there is not enough money in the world to do what we are doing. Yeah. Ed's a doctor. He was a podiatrist. He had the same clients from the beginning of his to when they died. And when they all died, he retired. People think they have all the answers. They think, they want to pick. They want to try and fault with people because it makes them feel better, right? Makes them feel better for putting their parents somewhere because they couldn't take care of them or whatever their excuses are. They're their own. It doesn't do anything to me. The facts are what they are. Whether you like them or not, whether you like me or not, I'm not here to make you like me. I'm here to present myself to the people who find me funny, who like me. That's it. But I will not tolerate idiots on my page, and I will not tolerate people who have no fucking clue, And I will not tolerate people who are disrespectful. And you can guarantee your shiny little ass that I will respond to almost every one of you and try to enlighten you in how it really is. There you have it. I know the frustrations. Yeah, it's tough. And try doing it all every day, not getting a break. I don't get to sleep, 8 hours and wake up refreshed and being able to do it again. I'm still dealing with it every hour on the hour at night. If I wake up and I'm like, yes. Remember how when life, when we had little kids and we're like, an hour and a half. Yes, I got an hour and a half sleep, Now I wake up, I look at the clock, I'm like, only 45 minutes? Oh my God, And then I was up at 5:45 this morning because he was honking his nose again and flushing the toilet after every nose blow. He did it 4 fucking times. And I was just, hi Mikey, I was just fuming. I was like, if he flushes that motherfucking toilet one more time, flush, fuck. Get up, go to bed. I was just blowing my nose. You just did your nose blowed 4 times. I did not. I did it once. 4 times. 4. Go to bed. And then I went to bed and I was like, I cannot sleep. So irritated and pissed off. And then my dogs, I'm like, and you too, you fuckers. God. Oh, Ricky, I don't need help, honey. Maybe it's you that needs it. Oh, Megan, thank you. You guys are sweet with the gifts. Thank you. I need a IV full of just Chardonnay. Not Chardonnay. God, I hate that. Like Sauvignon Blanc. Oh, Danielle's medicated today. God. Angie, just wait a second on the shirt. It's coming. We're getting our shirt things together. It is like a toddler. I mean, he is a toddler. He's a toddler in very many ways. He drops food out of his mouth. He wears a bib. There's other things. That he falls, because he can't walk well. I swear, I always said Grandpa and Dylan, my nug, they're like the same. Rocky would bitch about Dylan, and I'd be like, well, Grandpa's at that time. We should have called. We should have talked to each other, Oh, Rita, just leave Ricky alone. She's having a little bit of a problem. Oh, no. Okay. My iPad died, so hold on a second. Let me go check on him. Thanks, Tammy. It's rebooting. So it did die. He's just sitting in the same spot. He's just zoning. Grandpa's just zoning. So I gave him another cup of coffee. The great thing about Grandpa during this time is, how do you think a non-relative would talk to him after watching for 5 years? I am a relative. So don't think you're getting something over about me just being the daughter-in-law. There's more to my relationship with Ed than you obviously know. Okay, Pauline, again, Walkers, canes, it's not something he would ever use, not something he's been associated with. Ed doesn't also think he's 92, you guys. So how would you think we implement a fucking walker or a cane? There is a walker right back here. We have done it, and he pushes it aside. He doesn't think he's 92, you guys. You can't make somebody use something. Plus, he doesn't walk very well. Now let's think about this. With the way he walks and the way he's hunched over and drags his feet, don't you think that would be, imagine him falling fucking forward and hitting his head and then dying. You guys, again, walker. Yeah, it's been in the garage for a year. Again, y'all, stop. It's a fight. And especially because they don't know. And Ed's like, I don't need that. What do I need that for? Because you're 92. I'm not 92. Right? He doesn't think he's old. Those things will never work for him. Most of the people who use them have had and used them prior to getting dementia. Right? So they understand. And again, it's an association thing. If you have it in your brain from some time past experience, they're going to remember it and use it. Come on. Come on. I might be in that shape one day yourself, and so might you. And what's your point about saying that? We're all dying of something, right? Maynard, thank you for the words of wisdom. People are clueless. Oh, you might be that way someday too. Well, no shit. So are you. I mean, so what is the purpose of saying something like that? You think that's an attack on me for what I'm doing? What I'm doing is not wrong. How I am, how you want to be treated. Maynard, if somebody took me in and did the same things that I'm doing today, I would be so fucking lucky. There you have it. You think I'm doing something wrong? You think I'm this bad person? But that's a you problem, not a me problem. Because I know what I'm doing every day, and I would be so lucky if somebody would do the same thing for me. And I don't think anybody's going to do that because I don't want my kids to do that, right? So there you have it. Now what? Now what are you going to say? Now what do you have to say? It's not about what you're doing. It's about the way you speak about him. He deserves respect. Crazy Kimmy. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. I'm not going to respond to anything that, again, that's a you problem. How you think I am, because you've already passed those judgments, you're never going to see anything more than just what you see because your eyes are closed. Now, I'm not here to improve. I'm not here to prove anything to you. But it's a you problem. Because what I do for him, I'm very degrading. No, that's a factual statement. Oh, it's factual now? Now you've got facts? No, you don't have any facts, crazy. What your facts are is that you're crazy, for sure, right? That's what your facts are. Again, those are your problems, Maynard and Crazy Kimmy. I'm not here to prove to you anything other than what you see. And if you can't see anything, then you already want to. Honey, guess what? It's not a me problem. It's a you problem. And that's just plain and simple and clear as day for majority of the people that are on here. There you have it. There you have it. I'm not mad. Dee Dee, do you think this is mad? Wow. Dee Dee thinks this is mad. Girl, again, you guys don't affect me at all. You're just a little tiny blip of feces on the ocean floor. You don't bother me. And most of these have been women today, right? Funny. Most of y'all have been women. Yeah. Interesting. With a couple men's in the places. Most of y'all men, women. Women, what are you jelly of? What are you jelly of? What are you jelly of? Just out of curiosity, what about me and my physical features piss you off? Is it my eyebrows? Well, you can have them too. You just have to pay for them. Now, I was born with these eyelashes, but I have some great stuff that you can help your eyelashes grow. My skin color, well, that's DNA, but you could get a tan. I'm a little fluffy than normal, or I would show you my belly, because, for 50, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. I'm fluffier than I have been, but thank you to the hormones, right? Is it Dan? Do you want Dan? Are you jealous because I have Dan and you don't have Dan? I mean, some women do really like him. Are you jealous that I'm so powerful, strong? Which one do you want? All or all of the above? I'm 50. I'm 50. I cried the minute I turned 52. I had tears. Or you, well, that's true. Maybe it's because I get more attention than you. And that's fine too. It is, this is a sad life for so many reasons. Okay, well, you're here watching it. Have I ever used Botox? Yes, I have. But you cried at 30. I didn't cry at 30. I was pregnant with Andrew at 30. But I have used Botox. My body just eats it up too quick. So I'm not going to spend the money for it because it doesn't stand my body. I think it's the hormones. My hormones are like, I love it. You get hate attention. I'm recording your actions. Okay, God. More daggers from jealous women. More daggers from angry women. God, I love it. Come on, women. Come up to the plate. Yeah. God, we got some... You're welcome, Reet. Whatever I can do to entertain. It's so funny. These women, they're needing attention. Dallas, I think you were right. They are my fans. They're the troll number 3s. They're the ones who always sit in the back and watch, and then I piss them off, but they keep coming back for more, and then get mad at me for making money off of their actions. Marianne, you don't think you've ever seen me